So let's talk about, we discussed maybe watching some actual videos of some more recent shootings to be critiqued. I think this is good. I'm torn on it. I'm mixed on it because I see a lot of people kind of doing Monday morning quarterbacking based on this little view of the thing, right? We're going to watch one body camera that was released from the department and one little section of it, and we're going to try to glean what happened, and we're going to try to critique these officers and what they did. Mm-hmm. It's kind of set up for failure from the beginning. I review a lot of officer-involved shooting video for when I'm teaching, when I'm instructing. I like finding examples, like learning from other people's successes and failures. And you have to be very cautious, especially when something gets out immediately. It just happened. It's really controversial or exciting or cool, and everybody's watching the video and everybody's commenting, and nobody really knows the details yet. Yeah. I always got to let things simmer down. I do a lot of Google searching, different articles, court documents, what is going on, what was this person actually charged with, or whatever. What did the officers know at the time for the situation? We all know what happened after the fact, but what did they know at the time? What was driving their tactics they used?
What was the mission profile?
Exactly. All that is critical, and little changes in that stuff can be huge changes in tactics. And honestly, I think people like to rush to criticism, especially when somebody gets shot. They must have done something wrong because I'm so perfect and I'm so amazing and I would have done it better, and that wouldn't have happened to me. Horseshit.
Even though they've never done it.
Yeah. Or they've just been lucky their whole career. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I've never been shot. And the reality is, I learned very early in my SWAT career, you can do everything right and still lose.
Yep. And
still get shot. The goal is to get shot less often, to die less often. That's the goal. But the reality is,
risk.
Right. But the reality is we can't, the risk is never going to be zero. We're just playing with percentages. We're just rolling the dice and trying to use tactics to give us the best chance, the best percentages for success and safety. But once you decide to go in a structure, you're less than 100% safe.
Yep.
So on that note,
I mean, it's still important though to do, particularly for the actual team or teams involved. It's still obviously very good to do after action reports, and on top of that, for external people like ourselves, who obviously weren't part of that team, to watch this stuff and learn from it, because there is stuff to learn from. Whether it's success or failure, there's always something to learn, something you can look at and go, maybe this is something I could have done differently, or whatever, right? It's always good to look at these things and just go, what can we learn from it?
I agree with you. It's critical. It's important. After actions are important with your own after actions, reviewing your own stuff with kind of a sense of humility. But I know that when we make mistakes, nobody's perfect. When I'm reviewing an incident that my team does, I have access to everybody's body cam. I have 12 body cams to look at. And when the department releases information, and that varies from state to state, department to department. It varies. Some departments don't say anything. Some departments release absolutely everything that night and everything in between. So it just depends on the law, and it depends on the culture in the department and how they approach it. I have noticed over time, like my department, they release video a day later that they wouldn't have released until after the trial, if ever, 10 years ago. So, the public expects to see what's going on, and departments do kind of err on the side of transparency, which I think is probably, good and bad. It's a mixed bag. Especially when you got people potentially you're going to be protesting and riots and stuff, and they just want to know the truth, and I get that. But also, you're compromising an investigation. You're compromising a trial that is going to be, a case that's going to be going through the courts to satisfy the public and the media. That can be a problem.
Yeah.
Why can't you wait 6 months? I know why they don't want to wait, but they're doing a cover up. No, they're doing an investigation.
It's a fine line between transparency and harming investigations and trials.
Yeah, right. Time for the post-video shameless request for support. If you guys like my content, you want to see more of it, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell. You guys know how YouTube works. Better yet, support my channel. Go to my website, daishotactical.com. There you can find a variety of products that I make myself at my workbench. I make a variety of slings in a bunch of different colors, quite a few different models. I also make shooting bags. Any money spent at the store really does help me moving the channel forward and making more content for you in the future. Thanks for watching.